Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. We're almost through the week. Captain Marty here, and I do have lots of fishing information for you, and I also have a little bit of news from the 66th annual Cape Hatteras Anglers Club Invitational Surf Fishing Tournament, and we'll give you a few standings from that in just a moment. I'll be right back.
The desire for being on the water is what draws people to the Outer Banks. OBX Boat Company in Kill Devil Hills shares that desire with you. The only full-service, Yamaha authorized dealer on the beach, OBX Boat Company is committed to providing you the best possible boat ownership experience. Their carefully selected brands of center consoles and family-friendly pontoon boats are all powered by ultra-reliable Yamaha motors. They offer excellent financing options as well. To learn more and see their inventory, visit obxboatco.com.
Are you ready for a fishing thrill like no other?
Oh, there he is! There he is! Oh, got him up!
As seen on WikiTune at Outer Banks, the Carolina Girl, captained by majestic Jessie Anderson, is a custom, luxurious 53-foot Jarrett Bay built boat running out of Hatteras Harbor Marina. Let Jessie and her crew give you a fishing experience of a lifetime. To book a trip, go online to CarolinaGirlSportFishing.com. Carolina Girl Sport Fishing, your offshore adventure awaits. You know, when I start out, I never know how to introduce myself. I say Captain Marty. When I was actually a captain at Oregon Inlet all those years, really nobody called me Captain Marty. Most people were called by their boat name. Like my boat was the Reelin' Marty, or Tar Heel John, or Captain BC Buddy, Sportsman Omi, things like that. But after 25 years of doing my radio, which many of y'all have listened to me for years and now joined us on the podcast, now everybody calls me Captain Marty. It's kind of like Captain Crunch or Captain Antonio or something. I guess it's a media thing. And speaking of that, I want to say a really nice welcome over to the podcast, both the Fishing Reports and the Stories, to Dave Steinert. Dave was a longtime listener on the radio and was sad to see that I'm not over there anymore, but friends have advised him on where to find me. And so, Dave, if you're listening, you can get your fishing reports right here. Plus, you can get the added bonus of a lot of the stories you used to listen to on the radio are also on this same page. So, Dave, thanks for joining us. And we'll start out by talking about the Hatteras fishing. And really, not a lot going on. The fleet is getting smaller. The fishing is getting a little slower. There's still some blackfin tuna in the catches. They're still doing some live baiting for king mackerel down there. And there's still a few dolphin or mahi being caught in the catches as well. And it would not be unheard of to still come up with a big wahoo or two. Really not unheard of at all. This year was not the greatest for wahoo fishing, which Hatteras is the wahoo capital of the world. And there were a few days when some of the folks like Jessie on the Carolina Girl waylaid them. But to me, I didn't see a whole lot of the double figure days where they had 10 or more wahoo to the boat, which is unheard of wahoo fishing. But remember, the Gulf Stream is a conveyor belt and moves all the time, and that might have something to do with it. The Oregon Inlet fleet is picking away on some blackfin tunas. That's what they're catching primarily. A few yellowfin tuna in the catches, and still catching a few dolphin or mahi as well. So the fleet is small. I think 6 boats went fishing yesterday. Might be a few more over the weekend. And I sure would like to see that yellowfin bite pick up a little bit. Then, of course, as we round into the new year, we'll start looking to see some of those big bluefin tuna. So the ones we catch mostly are blackfin, the small ones. And then yellowfins are the 50-pound average ones. And then you could jump up to the big-eye tunas, which are, we'll call them the rarest ones, but they average 150 to 300 pounds. And then in the dead of winter, the big bluefins, which could go up to 700 pounds. Which one is the best eaten? I'll put my vote on the yellowfins. That's my favorite anyway. So that's what's going on offshore surf and pier fishing. There was several big drum caught on the Avon Pier in the broad daylight yesterday, and there was a few more caught in the surf. Now, keep in mind, I told you I'd talk to you about the surf fishing tournament. Before I get there, let me just say this. There's a few things being caught in the surf. There's still some bluefish. We mentioned the drum, although most of them are puppy drum, but there's also some black drum and in the bites as well, some small sharks and stuff like that. Now, as far as the 66th annual Cape Hatteras Invitational Surf Fishing Tournament, one of the oldest and largest surf fishing tournaments in the world. Let's just do it this way. In the men's division, 1, 2, and 3, OBX Sport Fishers. And then in second place, the 6 Fathoms. In third place, the Surfside Anglers. In the women's division, First place, the Sand Bunnies. Second place, the Virginia Beach Anglers Club Ladies. And third place, the Nags Head Surf Fishing Club. So that's what's going on in men and women. The overall, kind of similar, but when you mix the men and women together, you got the Outer Banks Sport Fishers, then you got the 6 Fathoms, and then you have the Sand Bunnies in third overall as a women's team. So that is what's going on down there. Day 1 is in the books. Today they are fishing day 2, which will be the final day. And we'll report right here on the standings as we come out of the weekend. And we'll have a lot of that kind of stuff for you on Monday morning. We'll take a little break and be right back. Talk to you about some trout fishing back in the Sound.
Electricity, something I don't mix well with at all, and that's why I only trust the folks at ELS OBX. ELS OBX offers a variety of services from custom electrical installations to lighting design. ELS OBX has the experience and know-how to complete any job. They're committed to providing the highest quality lighting and electrical installations or service at affordable prices. Visit them online at elsobx.com to get a brighter idea of how shockingly awesome they are. See what I did there? ELS OBX, electrical and lighting solutions you can count on.
The trout fishing in the Sound is based on 2 things, really. We have a lot of small trout. I thought they were going to be getting bigger and bigger, but I'm wrong, like I so often am. But a lot of undersized trout. I'm not seeing those 3 and 4 pounders yet. And most of the trout fishing seems to be where you might find keepers, seems to be on the western side of the Pamlico. Need to give old Ricky Radcliffe a call over there at Radcliffe Marine, my longtime sponsor, and probably the best trout fisherman I know, and see what's going on over there. Maybe I'll do that over the weekend. But there's also a lot of drum, mostly puppy drums being caught. The big ones seem to be about over with. We mentioned earlier the ones that are caught on the beach and from the piers. I think Gary Oliver's team, by the way, caught a big drum in the surf fishing tournament. That should do them well there for certain prizes. But that's pretty much the long and the short of today's fishing report, and we'll be going into the weekend. Remember, this time of year the water temperatures are dropping. You want to be sure to file your float plan. If you're out in the Sound doing some of that trout fishing, file a float plan. File it with your wife, file it with your girlfriend, or to be extra careful and sure, file it with both. And let them know where you're at and when you're going to be back to the dock. That's not something you do with the Coast Guard. So that's our report today. Dave Steiner, thank you for tuning in, and be sure to go over and listen to the stories on the story segment, and you'll hear some of the ones that you listened to me on Beach 104 for all those years. Everybody have a blessed day, and take care of yourself. Thank you.